Sheffield's long home winning streak was ended by Berlin on Wednesday, so now they try and start a new one in the Challenge Cup against the Coventry Blaze. The Steelers' progression to the semi-finals is already secured ahead of this, their final group game, but they need a helping hand from Fife in Belfast to claim the #1 seed. Kevin Moore's team have surprised a few this season, but they've lost 3 of their last 4, and their push for cup points is much more urgent than the Steelers, although they have 2 more games after today to keep their campaign alive. Marco Di Filippo gets only his 2nd Steelers start, as does Maxim Golod. And with Sorcerman, Watling and Janatoinen out, it's a full Steelers debut for Nathan Ripley. Up from the Steel Dogs, he faces his former club. Passes behind Shudra. This power play is fading away fast for the Steelers.
Di Filippo breaks his stick on that.
And now they've got an opportunity in front.
Another penalty coming up. Maybe a high stick, yeah, on the forecheck. Right here coming up. On the follow through once, twice, yeah. At the end of the day, one hand on his stick. He's not really knowing what he's doing the high stick, but at the end of the day,
he's got to go for the puck because there's a scoring chance out front. So.
Oh yeah, it's Talbert going off. It's got to be in control of your stick at all times. So
the Steelers win the draw. It's now back to 5-on-4 as Dowd shoots and Robson throws out the blocker. And that's a penalty.
Yeah,
went for the stick lift. Stridsberg's going to go off again.
And then he broke his Guman's stick with a slash as well. He knows.
So straight out, straight in. So the Steelers will get, after 2 seconds of 5-on-3, a minute and 43 of 5-on-3. And towards goal, it's bouncing around in the crowd. Slapped away and out. That's a important clearance from Regush.
Nice tight triangle in there as well for Blaze, not allowing anything through the seams.
Still plenty of 5-on-3 time for the Steelers here. Golod to Dowd and back. Tries the spinning pass, gets into position and then just fanned it. Guimond! He gave that plenty. And the Steelers take a power play lead.
Yeah, a bit of a broken play out in front here, but Guimond, I mean, you're winding up from 10 feet, going to hammer it from there just inside the top of the circle. Not an awful lot of reaction time for the netminder on that. As Guimond just steps into one and says, thank you very much. First time there that Coventry just didn't quite keep everything to the outside, and Steelers make them pay. They're all in good position here. Like I say, it's more of a broken play than anything as it goes through the feet.
Hines with a nice little pass off for Cressy. And then they get it across to Luciani. That was good, quick puck movement. And a smart save from Di Filippo. One deflects off a Steelers body and will exit the zone. We'll try and swap their forwards. They do so as the Blaze cross the line again. And the shot gets under Di Filippo for the equalising goal.
Yeah, I think he gets deflected here. Di Filippo's going to the right. It sort of bobbles and bounces. I think it ends up going 5-hole. We'll have a better picture of it here. Steelers trying to get the change in right there. It gets deflected out in front. Luciani gets it, knocks it down. Di Filippo was in position for that rising shot.
Here's Shudra. Still he goes, Shudra. Vainio. Puck is bobbling, it's hard to get under control. Oh, that must be boarding. Ripley, head first into the wall.
Ulrich comes in right away.
We've seen far too much of that in recent weeks here.
Yeah, we have, for sure.
On both sides.
Yeah. Good pressure by the fourth lines. We see Ripley take the puck here as he turns back. It's a shove into the boards. It's not. It's more of a shove than a skating into body check, isn't it?
Cormier moves it on. Shot is saved. Puck is still loose. Steelers work it back. And then across to the far side. Puck movement is good and the tip is over the top. Balmas. Nice little drop from Golod. Balmas again. trying to feed it through, and the one-timer attempt from Whistle. Balmas snaps it off the post,
nice
and then
play.
in.
Usala. Good technique from Usala on that. Fantastic puck movement between Balmas and Golod. You see right here, nice little pass through. Blaze doing a pretty good job. Talberg stick just in the other opposite lane, but Balmas powers one through here. And you'll see Usala down on one knee, so he can just sort of guide it in. Not much Robson can do, and obviously it goes off the post, doesn't go in, and Usala's the closest to the puck. But some great puck movement around just before that. Ends up with a nice little play back door.
Here's Usala. Sends across, Balmas, Golod! No, it was saved!
Big save on the
It's
back.
an incredible stop. But for all the world like it was going to be Golod's first Steelers goal.
And that's how close it is, eh, Jonathan? He gets it up. Just not quite enough, as Robson does a good job holding that glove down on the pad.
Guimond. Now back across to Valorant.
That's off the
it's hit the crossbar.
And up and out, Valorant walks into that one, Jonathan.
Beat Robson clean. And came back off the iron.
Yeah, they've been trying that pass through a couple of times. Robert Dowd. You see Valorant picks his spot. Good spot too, just over the shoulder. Big goalie netminder there in Robson as he's at the top of the crease, so just enough angle on that just to pop it over the crossbar.
6'3" Robson. Trying to get away from Diffley on the far side. Greasock, it's a good switch. Oh, and then just Heinz letting it a little too far away from him. They still have it. DiFilippo makes the save. Trying to turn it back towards the crease. There's an open goal. And Heinz will not miss it. Second power play goal. Second power play equaliser for Coventry.
Again, a little bit of a broken play, but Luciani just gets it back through the crease, and you can see the battle out in front. DiFilippo maybe have over pushed a little bit, and he can't get back. Brandon Whistle can't get a hold of Heinz on the back door, and he's got an open cage, much like Usala just had to put it into the open net.
Six minutes to go. Chance out front and missed. That was Amorosa with the big shot that missed the target. Now the Steelers with a movement opportunity here. Whistle, backdoor play, and the finish provided.
Marco Valorant.
It's Valorant with the goal.
Long shift for Marco Valorant up and down the ice, but well timed and well moved from defense to offense. Guimond does a great job getting it to Whistle, who just one touches it back, and you can see Robson, he can't do anything about it. As he's sliding across the one way, you can see him trying to dig in with that left leg on the edge, and Marco Valorant does what a goal scorer does. It goes to the net, and rightly so. Says thank you very much, but a little 3-on-2 as we went back and forward. You can see how quick that play goes from right to left and then back again. Robson does everything he can to try to get in the way, but watch him push across here. He has to push across, expecting Whistle to shoot, and as it goes the other way, he can't react in time.
Here is Whistle. Check down.
Clements, good hit.
Yeah, just trying to force his way through traffic, and Coventry said no. And there's Alderson tying the game.
And it goes back and forward again. Another great shot. Alderson through the middle of the ice. Blocker side. You can see him get lots of time and lots of power behind that. Just puts it over the shoulder of DiFilippo, and Blaze come right back.
And just a minute and 8 seconds after Valorant had the Steelers in front, Coventry find their third equaliser of the night. They have been the comeback kings this season. Evans goes after it. Kennedy turns away from him. Doesn't get out of the zone. Final couple of seconds. Can the Steelers generate one more shot? Huttler, well blocked. And we will go to overtime.
Steelers going to keep DeFilippo on the bench this time, I think. They are. I'm not sure if the crowd understand what's going on, do they? It took us a little bit there to get it going. Why would they pull it?
Play to win.
Play to win, yeah.
Steelers continue to gamble. 4-on-3 with an empty net in overtime. Balmas takes a deflection. Has to be sorted out. The Steelers lose it, they're in trouble. Tolberg has it. He'll look at the empty net and he'll find it. Aaron Fox's gamble backfires. The Blaze take the overtime win with Tolberg from his own zone. Ultimately, it doesn't affect the Steelers' seeding. They will win Group A. Belfast had already done enough for the number 1 overall seeding. Steelers rolled the dice and they didn't get their number up. Blaze take the road win. 4-3 in overtime. Sacha Guimond is the Steelers' man of the match. He scored his 3rd goal of the season today, a 5-on-3 power play goal to open the scoring. The Steelers led 1-0 and 2-1 and 3-2. The Blaze kept coming back. The Steelers' gamble of the extra skater in overtime backfired. They knew that even if they won, it wasn't really going to make a difference to their position. Aaron, let's start right at the very end of that. Overtime, and you pull the goalie for the extra skater. You must have been aware of what had already happened in Belfast.
Yeah, we had heard that game went to overtime, and we knew they just needed a point. So, we thought we'd work on our 4-on-3 a little bit. And unfortunately, we had some really good looks. Unfortunately, they ice one down and it ends up in the back of their net. But, why not?
And as we saw in the first period, the power play is playing well at the moment across the last 6 games. It's around about 30%, so feels like a good opportunity to get the extra skater out there.
Yeah, we had our set play that we were going to try to run off that one face-off, and once we saw that we had full possession, we decided we'd give it a go, and it was a great entry. And like I said, we had a couple really, really good looks. Unfortunately, there, a little turnover, bobbled puck, and they fire one down, ends up the back of the net. Our power play's been rolling better for sure. There's still some things that we can tweak and improve on, as always, but it's in a much better place than it was a month ago, that's for sure.
First Steelers game tonight for Nathan Ripley. What did you make to his contribution?
I thought he played really well. He played North hockey and skates well, was responsible. I thought that line was a bright spot for us tonight. I liked our first, I liked our third. Middle period got a little too many turnovers and just a little blah, I guess, But we knew we didn't have a ton to play for tonight. A couple key guys out, and hopefully we get back on track tomorrow.
Is there any more news on a timeline for the return of those import players who are missing tonight?
Yeah, I'm hoping that we'll have Watts back tomorrow. We're hopeful on that one, and then that will be it.
So it is back to league action tomorrow and a trip up to Fife. First visit there. They've of course won tonight, so you're expecting a very buoyant Flyers side. Yeah,
that's a hard place to play. Early morning, long bus trip. I think our group that was up there last year, they beat us up there one time, so they know that we got to be ready to play 60 minutes of league hockey. It's there's always going to be that come down from the Wednesday game, which was kind of nice tonight to be that final cup game that we kind of assumed Belfast would take care of their own business tonight. So I thought Marco played well too. I thought getting Marco a game at home here was important to give Greener the night off as well, because he's ran a lot of games in a row here. So thought he played well, and big win tomorrow.
It's been difficult for Marco because he perhaps maybe hasn't played as often as he might have hoped for, just a couple of games so far. But what has his attitude been like behind the scenes? Has he been niggling and pestering and desperate to get out there?
You know what? He works hard, comes to the rink and puts on has good vibes, competes his butt off in practice. And, he knew when he signed here that Matt Greenfield was here, who was the MVP of the league last year. But games like tonight will just build some confidence in us as a staff and Marco and his teammates, which is huge.
That was a strange finish to an entertaining game.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely love it. I love weird and different things, and that's, I think, what makes sport awesome is like you can try things like that, and obviously we'll take it. We were the beneficiary, but like for a long while they had us on the run with that 4-on-3. So, but it was a great game. Our guys were really good, and it was awesome to see Brandon Alderson respond for us to get us into overtime.
You've been the comeback kings so often this season. You trailed 3 times in this one. What is it about your team that responds so well to adversity?
They just are really good at staying in the present and just being in the present moment and managing their emotions. And when you do that, you don't play to a score, and that's what we've tried to establish all year is just playing shift at a time, and the guys have bought into that.
It was a game that was dominated by power plays and penalty kills in the first period, and then there was a long period without a whistle in the third. It seemed to have lots of different styles throughout this game.
Yeah, it did. It was a fun one, though, and we'd prefer to play 5-on-5. Like, I know our special teams have been pretty good this year, but we think we're at our best when it's long stretches of 5-on-5, and so I think that helped us, create some scoring chances the second half of the game that weren't happening in the first, just because of how inconsistent the the stoppages were and the 5-on-5 play.
And now 2 more Challenge Cup games to go, and you control your own destiny. It's a good position to be in.
Yeah, absolutely, and in that we'll just try to stay present and take it shift at a time. So.